Let's get a quick take on U.S. Representative Jared Polis joining millions in throwing shade at President Trump's Kofifi tweet. That is a trademark pronunciation there. Trump seemed to embrace the typo and the fun, yet his own spokesperson seemed to defend the word hours later. With us to help explain the entire Kofifi mystery is first, of course, Natasha Gardner, articles editor of 5280. So where are you in this? We had Trump actually having some fun with it, and then his spokesperson embraces it without sort of any tongue-in-cheek reaction. Where are you at?
Well, first of all, I'm glad you took a stab at pronouncing it first. This is the type of thing that broadcaster nightmares are made out of. You know, it's just all this fake news covfefe. You know, he wouldn't have to be up tweeting and possibly getting tired and sending something out before it was ready if there wasn't so much fake news covfefe. But I think anyone who's used Twitter has made a mistake. Anyone who types has made a mistake, and it's all about your reaction to it. And it seemed like he had fun with it, and then it turned into this weird thing that was an inside joke that none of us can really understand, only a certain few people. And I think that's a great thing about Polis's reaction to it, because if you read the fine print on his tweet, it makes reference to only a few people are going to get this. And I think it's a bigger question with the administration, like, you know, you made a mistake. People made fun of it. No big deal. Why are we still talking about it days later? But because they make such a big deal of it, it becomes something we talk about for days and days and days later.
Beating a dead horse is something we do very well around this table. David Kopel comes back to the panel after a couple weeks out from DU Law School and Independence Institute. What did you make of the storm beyond just the example of the craziness that can be Twitter?
Well, I was surprised by how many people didn't seem to have any knowledge of what covfefe really means. Well, that's part of covfefe-ness, is the uncertainty about the pronunciation. But right, so obviously a lot of people didn't understand it, and they were kind of frustrated by it. And everybody comes to, people who do understand covfefe come to it in different ways and at different times. For me, I thought it was interesting that Trump's awareness of this came not long after he touched the magic orb in Saudi Arabia.
There was going to be something as a byproduct of that event. Who knew it was going to be covfefe? Eric Sonderman, political analyst, you've been asked a lot of wacky questions, a lot of wacky events in real life to respond to. Anything like this one?
Most of them have been by you, Dominic. But,
you're welcome.
So I just want to thank the crew here, Sarah in particular. This covfefe is really quite something. I haven't really tasted anything like it before. I think it just shows that maybe, yes, to Natasha's point, we all make mistakes on Twitter. We all make typos on a daily basis, but not all of us are president of the United States, and maybe there's room for an editor. The thought of taking away Twitter from the president, that's long gone. That's not going to happen. But maybe they could run it by one editor before they post it. I was imagining the headline between Jared Polis, and kudos to Jared for having a sense of humor about this. But Polis v. POTUS is the headline there. It was a good laugh.
It was definitely a good laugh, but I think we'll see a lot of things happen before we see an editor of the Twitter in charge here. So let's round out the panel. Mary McCarthy, correspondent with Feature Story News. Thank you for joining us. What did you make of all this and of the huge reaction it got on Twitter, almost spontaneously, worldwide trending topic in an hour?
So most of my reporting is for international news networks where I'm explaining lots about Trump. You know, covfefe is the least of it, really, when the world looks at the United States. But, you know, this was the joke and the mistake with Trump that for me was just too much. I'm so tired of talking about this silliness. I don't, you know, it's not kudos to Trump or Polis for embracing the humor on this. There are important things going on in the world, like the arms deal that we just signed with Saudi Arabia, like all the investigations into the possible collusion with Russia. This is distracting to Trump. I wouldn't put it past Trump to have the insight and communications genius to have purposely put this mistake out there to get us talking about something else before, again, he took over the media cycle yet again with his pulling out of the Paris climate deal. So I am tired as a journalist and as a citizen of feeling like I'm in a country that's run by either a group of toddlers or perhaps even worse, by some fraternity boys.